to help them to get water to water their cattle. And when they went back home, they told their father Jethro about Moses. So Jethro, he invited Moses for supper. Then he asked him to marry for his eldest daughter Zipporah. So this is Jethro well. So Jethro, it's the father-in-law of Moses. That well is still there, but not active anymore, and still having water from 1200 before Christ. The second place, it's dated back to the time of Moses. It's the burning bush. And this is probably where God, he spoke into Moses. And this is where God, he ordered Moses to take off his sandals because he's standing in the holy ground. So this is why probably when we are at the foot of the mountain, Father is going to lead us for a shorter prayer because we are going to be in the holy ground. But we're not able to see the burning bush because it will be inside the monastery. So we are going to see it from outside, which is a monastery from outside. But if you can see the photos of the burning bush in the history box, you can see that it's not burned anymore. It's green and still having green leaves. But the Greek monks were looking after the monastery of St. Catherine to control and to not damage the burning bush. They surrounded by a big defense or a big wall. No one can go inside. Because when the visitors, they can go inside and they're cutting the leaves of the burning bush, it will be damaged after a while. So this is why they close the burning bush and no one can go inside, only we can see it from a distance. The second place, it's dated back to the time of the Christian time. It's the Church of St. Catherine. Who's Catherine? Catherine, she was one of the rich girls. She lived in Alexandria. But during that time, she suffered from the Roman persecution. Because one of the Roman emperor, he wants to marry her, but he wanted her to convert to the Roman religion. She refused because she believed in Christianity. So that Roman emperor, he tortured her until she killed and died. And it was supposed that the angels, they carried her body and they put it at the summit of the mountain of Horeb. In about 4th century ED, we have a very famous queen known as Queen Helena. She gave a lot of care for the Christians here in Egypt. So she took the body of St. Catherine from the summit of the mountain and she started to make the construction of the Church of St. Catherine at the foot of the mountain. But Queen Helena, she died before she finished the construction. So the construction, it was completed by her son, Constantine or Justantine, by the end of the 4th century ED. So that the Church of St. Catherine, it takes a basilica style. And all the altars and all the icons, it's a gold plated. And inside the Church of St. Catherine, we have her relics. Which part of her relics? It's her thumb. Is still well preserved inside the Church of St. Catherine. But the church is still active by the Greek monks who are looking after the monastery. Every Friday and Sunday, it's not allowed to visit the church because they're celebrating the Holy Mass. Then, in about 11th century ED, the Muslim, they built a mosque next to the Church of St. Catherine. What is the significance to build a mosque next to the church? Because on the 11th century ED, we have some tribes. They came from Europe to destroy the churches all over the Middle East. So the Muslim, they thought, if they built a mosque next to the church, no one can attack the church. No photos? They built a mosque next to the church, no one can attack the church. So the main significance to build a mosque next to the church, it's not for prayers. So the main purpose is to protect the church from any attacking or from any burning. So this is why the mosque is not active. Since 11th century ED until now, it's not active. Then in about 12th century ED, the Muslim, they surrounding the monastery of St. Catherine by a fort. That fort, we are going to see it right now. Why? To protect the complex from inside. To using the small holes for using the arrows to killing the enemy without seeing them. That fort, it's decorated or attached by wooden boxes. Because if we have any enemies come to attack the church, those wooden boxes can be opened and they can attack the enemies. So it's dating back to the Muslim time in about 12th century ED. So this is what we can visit now. It's the monastery of St. Catherine.
receive some bad news? What do you do when you are hurt by a friend? What do you do when you are disappointed with an answer? What do you do when you go through difficult times? Allow yourself in the grace of God, because as He said, take courage, you who hope in the Lord. You will renew all of your strength. You will soar on wings like eagles. You will run and not grow weary. You will walk and not be faint. What do you do when you are
64 years old. So at the back of my mind, the couple, they are aging 70 plus. So I was thinking, if they are willing and eager, I am also. So I was telling, I will and I can.
I hold the mic for you.
Then it was, I think there are 4 stores there. On the first stopover, I was telling, I cannot make it. Really, because you are gasping for air, and the windy and the breeze was very windy. Even though it was cold, yet you were perspiring. So what I did, as we go along to the highest point, I don't know how many Hail Marys I did. I was just reciting Hail Mary, then Glory be, then Hail Mary, Glory be, till we reach the summit. I don't know. When I reached 1,922 feet, I was gasping for air. I said, I will just say, in going down, I will ride the camel. But with God's grace and with the strength I gained from Mama Mary, I was able to make a round trip by foot. That's So ako, sabi niya na mayroong isa na going down, she wants to ride a camel. But unfortunately, the tourist guide was telling, at that time we don't have the camel available. So then, I don't know, because it was really the strength from the couple. From going down, they were walking very fast, which I couldn't, what's this, face with them. So I was left alone. Then when I heard some, I don't know what sounds was it. So I just stood back. Then I just waving the lights so that Mr. Joseph and the other Mr. Tony could see me. So I was just waiting there in the middle of Mount Sinai, waiting for them to come. It's not a rescue, but it was risky because I couldn't really come up with the face of the couple, which are, I think they are celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. So, saludo ako sa kanila.
Wow.
Wearing my face mask because on the way down it was so dusty and sandy. My allergy rhinitis hit in.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Just the phone, honey. Yep.
My husband and I have been started mountain climbing when we were 51 years old. We joined a mountaineering club. So, but we stopped climbing when we were 60. Our last climb for that year was 5 mountains, and the highest is Mount Apo.
Wow.
We have climbed Mount Isarog, Mount Israel is in Bicol, Mount Canlaon, it's in Negros, Mount Pulag, Mount Tapulao, and others. But then that was 14 years ago. Wala na kaming practice. So on this climb, we started, I think, 10 o'clock. And we reached
top part around 1:30.
yes, and then we got down.
Here we are. So it's supposed that if you look to the right side, what is the land of Goshen from here? If you look to the right side, it's a hazy, but it's supposed to the right side we have mountains behind the sea. Behind those mountains, about 80 kilometers, this is the land of Goshen. So it's supposed that the Pharaoh, he followed Moses from the land of Goshen through the wilderness of the desert. So Moses, he wants to get rid from the Pharaoh. So Moses, he stretched his hand towards the sea was divided. So where is the actual part of the crossing? It's so it's the one to the right side, and this is to be the actual part of crossing the Red Sea, where we have 600 of the best chariots of the Pharaoh drowned in the water. After that, they walk into the desert for 3 days without finding water until they go to Mara. So to the right side, it's supposed how many springs we can see there? 2. It's under the ground. But it's supposed how many springs all over there? It's 12 for the 12 children of Israel. But 10 of them, they are completely covered by sand. Only what we can see, it's 2 where you can see the white shapes or like white umbrella. This is one of the well to the right side there. But because of the security issues, it's not allowed to go inside anymore. So this is Mara or Moses Spring. And to the right side, these are the Bedouins community. The Bedouins, they consider as Egyptian, but they have their own custom and their own tradition and their own language. With us, they can speak Arabic, but with them as a tribes, they can speak Bedouin language. Here in Egypt, you can take your seats. Mara, M-A-R-A-H, or Moses Spring. You can read it in extra chapter.
was using. She was able to stop using the stick and the walker sometimes. I don't know why she is not in contact with me anymore. I don't know, but I have feeling that something serious happened to her. But she told me that her eyes, the doctors were very surprised that her eyes are much better after she came to the Dead Sea. Something also interesting in the Dead Sea, because it is 400 meters below the sea level, so the air here is full with oxygen. So people with asthma, people with emphysema, if you know what is emphysema, people with pneumonia, with respiratory problems, heart problems even, when they come here, they feel much better because of the oxygen in the air.
Start the explanation here, everybody. First of all, good evening, and welcome to all of you. So I'm going to start the explanation with the facial treatments, the anti-aging stuff, anti-colobot for the future. After I'm done with this explanation, I'm going to give you guys a short explanation about a very famous treatment which is made by a man that studied old medicine. It's therapeutic treatments, okay? So let's start with the facial treatment over here. So I'm going to explain to you guys first about a very famous mask. It's a mask that's used only once a week. The mask, you apply it on the face first, doing an exfoliation. That way the mask spreads much better. After the exfoliation, you leave the mask on the skin for 5 minutes. This mask works on firming the skin. It also does deep cleansing and skin hydration. After 5 minutes, you're going to remove the mask using a magnet. I know normally a mask you have to wash it off with water, but if you're going to use water, the important ingredients will be washed away. So we use a magnet instead. Without the magnet, so you guys can see the difference, the mask does not come off easily. It's very difficult to remove. Now with the magnet, we do a very simple movement. The mask comes off, and whatever remains on the skin will be all the important ingredients. So all we have to do is this movement. Wow. And look how she's becoming younger already. Wow. So look at her skin, touch it if you guys want to touch for $5 each. Okay, everybody, now to continue the explanation, it's hypoallergenic. Now let me tell you about the mask a little bit more. Now the mask works for all skin types except for skin that has acne. It's very, very important to know this, okay? If you were to go to another shop, they might tell you it's okay if you have acne, this is very good for acne. It doesn't matter what brand it is, any mask that comes off with a magnet, it's not good for acne, it can irritate your skin even more, but it is better for us if you buy this over here because we make more money on this one, okay? No, I'm being honest. If you guys want a mask, that works for acne, it will be something that looks like this or like this. It's a facial mask that you wash it off with warm water. It's 3 times bigger, the size, and at the same time it's 3 times cheaper in price, okay? Now to continue, I will show you everything. Now we have here a complete treatment that it contains vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin C. We have a day cream moisturizer that contains SPF 15, which is sun protection. Nourishing cream to use it during the night. An eye and neck cream with the expression lines around the eyes. The facial serum that I just applied for you guys right now. the facial serum is one of the most important ones. You apply it on the face, first doing a massage. After the massage, wait about 5 to 10 minutes, and then you apply the day cream or night cream on top of the serum, because the serum helps the creams penetrate inside the skin much easier. The instructions are all in here, by the way, in English. Finally, we have the eye serum. The eye serum is for the puffiness, dark circles around the eyes, and remove those tiredness around the eyes if it's not genetic within the first week. Very, very famous. Now the prices for these products. For example, the day cream, night cream, facial serum, eye serum, if you were to buy them separately, it's $45 each. You do get a $10 off on each cream. The facial mask is $75 after discount is $60. So if you were to buy these products over here separately, it comes out to be about $250, $260. Here the whole package is $220, and we give you guys an extra $50 off. It comes out to be $170 and a free foot cream. These 3 products come as a free gift with the package, and it's going to be our free gift for our model here today. This is for you. The magnet is included. Okay. Now, this side. I have here about 25 treatments. Okay, listen closely. These treatments are very, very effective and very good, and I want to do it as fast as I can, okay? So we have treatments for arthritis, if you guys have rheumatism. Treatments for cartilage, if you have problems with the knees. Very, very good cream. Back and neck, if you suffer from disc or regular back and neck pain. Treatments for varicose veins. By the way, this is not going to cure it, it helps the blood circulation of the legs. Swell. Treatment for muscle pain. Treatment for migraines, use it externally. Treatments for sinuses. This is going to clean the tubes and the airway completely. Treatments for stretch marks. This is especially after like a pregnancy or anything like that. Rosacea, which is a type of irritation. 1% of my customers that buy always tells me that it cured their nails and they buy more for their relatives. Fungus nails on feet or on hands. Bleaching cream for melasma. Okay, we got this oil and a cream. It's best to use both only at night.
This was today, 14.
$3 per ano, 150 sa
Yeah, but we only give our website.
Bali, $3 yung isa.
this oil from the oil used for pains when they go to the church. Have any pain.
By 15.